There is only one question that matters. Do you swear on your life that what you say is true?
Det er altid en særlig begivenhed, når en ny Ridley Scott-film lander i biografen. Ganske vist har manden bag Alien, Blade Runner og Gladiator ikke lavet en genistreg i årevis, men hans film byder i det mindste altid på filmisk håndværk og skuespil i særklasse. Og The Last Duel er Ridley Scotts bedste film i årevis. En film, som ikke blot forkæler sanserne, men som også leverer en ekstremt gribende fortælling.
I spoke the truth.
En fortælling, der udfolder sig i det 14. århundredes Frankrig, men som både er forunderligt og foruroligende aktuel.
Jacques Le Gris entered our home. He attacked me.
The accusation is false.
The Last Duel er baseret på den sande historie om Frankrigs sidste duel til døden. En tvekamp mellem ridderen Jean de Carrouges, spillet af Matt Damon, og væbneren Jacques Le Gris, spillet af Adam Driver. Carrouges hustru, Marguerite, anklager Le Gris for voldtægt, og deres duel skal afgøre, hvem der taler sandt, og hvis Carrouges taber, så skal hans hustru brændes levende for at have løjet over for kirken og Gud.
I'm innocent!
I request a duel to the death.
If you lose, your wife will suffer dire consequences.
One of us has lied. Let us let God decide.
Der er altså meget på spil i filmens drabelige dyst, men før vi kommer dertil, så skildrer filmen hele optakten fra alle sine tre hovedpersoners respektive perspektiver. Altså Carrouges, Le Gris og Marguerite. Og især Jodie Comer brillerer foran kameraet i rollen som den bumstærke Marguerite, som først bliver angrebet af en enkelt mand, og derefter af et retssystem, som både er skeptisk og fjendtligt.
My fate and our child's fate will be written not by God's will, by which old man will die first.
How dare you speak to me this way?
What if I lose? I begged you to find another way, and now I may be burned alive.
I am risking my life for you.
You are risking my life, so you can fight your enemy and save your pride.
Vi har talt med Jodie Comer og en af filmens 3 manuskriptforfattere, Nicole Holofcener. Comer er bedst kendt for sin prisbelønnede præstation i tv-serien Killing Eve.
Promise you won't be naughty.
I promise I won't be naughty.
Mens Holofcener står bag mere nutidige, men også dybfølte karakterdramaer som Enough Said.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, did I get the day wrong?
No. Why?
Because you're wearing your pajamas?
It's Sunday. I like to be comfortable.
Oh, good.
Og Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Quite by accident, I find myself in a rather criminal position.
What criminal activity could possibly involve it, except a crime of fashion, of course?
Holofcener har i øvrigt skrevet manuskriptet sammen med Ben Affleck og Matt Damon, der begge medvirker i filmen. Det er første gang siden Good Will Hunting, at de to barndomsvenner har samarbejdet ved skrivemaskinen, og ligesom den film fra 1997, så er The Last Duel spækket med dragende drama og karismatiske karakterer.
This is such a pleasure for me to talk to you both because I was really blown away by this movie. I was really moved by it. It was beautiful, it was stunning, it was well acted, well written, and at the same time it was just so thoroughly, heartbreaking and in some ways depressing to see how little in many ways we've moved on from what the situation is way back in the 14th century. While it still fills me with so much hope to see a huge movie like this tackling these issues with this power and this authenticity. I didn't know the story beforehand, which made the last third of the movie almost unbearably intense. But I'd love to hear from both of you. What was sort of your first initial thoughts when you heard about this story, and what spurred you both on as a storyteller and as an actor to tell this story to an audience?
I mean, for me, I just felt like Marguerite was remarkable, to let alone anyway to speak out in this way publicly about something so personal and something so traumatic takes so much, and then to delve into the history and to realize that everything was stacked against her, you know? Her life was at risk, and realizing all these things and that she still stood up for what was right and for justice, I found it really empowering, and I was really honored to be able to give her a voice. And then, you know, to then get the script and read the structure and the perspectives, and I just thought it was really, really smart. So yeah, that was what got me hooked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to writing about people from New York who talk about their problems. So to me, this was a big challenge, and I'm proud that I think I did it well, and that fortunate enough to have an actor like Jodie, you know, do it, and so beautifully, and to work with Matt and Ben and Ridley. It was, you know, wonderful experience.
And I mean, Jodie, you mentioned the word structure there, and of course, that's such an interesting facet of the film, the structure of it. And I guess for both of you, that has come along with both interesting and fun challenges, both in terms of structuring the story in this very unique way, but also portraying a character through 3 different perspectives and getting to play this character very much in 3 different ways. I mean, for both of you, how fun has it been to tackle that challenge?
Yeah, it was definitely fun. It was strange, you know. It was a very unique experience. Usually you come on a project and you think about your character alone and what your intentions are and how you want to execute it. You never have to worry about what the other character is thinking of you, because it's none of your concern, really. Whereas I was actually, in some cases, having to really assess what they needed from me and give them that, you know, and really kind of assist them in telling their stories. And it was great, you know. We shot them simultaneously, which was kind of confusing sometimes, but I'd always check in with Ridley just before a take, and we'd make sure everyone knew which story we were in and what we wanted to portray. So it was great. It was really great.
And very subtle. That's what a good actor does. You know, it's just really subtle that you can imperceptibly see, oh, she is smiling a little bit there. Oh, she is tilting her head in a certain way that's kind of this or that, or and you know, she doesn't exist except in the eyes of the men for the first 2 sections. It's like really doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I am telling the truth. I will not be silent.
The truth does not matter. You've made a powerful enemy.
He must answer for what he has done.
You've both mentioned Ridley, and I think it's so interesting to me that he's done this film. I mean, he's presented us throughout film history as some of the most memorable female characters in recent film history. And he's also presented us with some of the most memorable films, I mean, full stop. But I mean, I still primarily associated him with sort of the huge spectacle of it, the huge spectacles, the huge visuals of his movies. While in this film, it's still so amazingly intimate at the same time. So I guess, did you feel, both of you, that he was as passionate about that intimacy and the intimacy of the character play, along with the visuals and the spectacle of the whole thing?
I mean, I think so. I mean, only from like doing interviews with Ridley this week, it's interesting listening to him speak, because he's like, you know, I know how to do all the battle stuff. Like, I'm, you know, that's a place he feels very, very comfortable in. And I think, you know, when he got sent the script and realized the kind of heart of the story, you know, and what the kind of driving force is, I think he was really looking forward to that, you know, and could really just feel the respect on set when we were tackling those more difficult scenes, and there was always space to try something new, and I think
his movies, I think, are spectacles and are huge. But ultimately, aside from fighting and battles and swords, it's about the characters, and I don't think this movie is different from his other movies. I think all of his other movies have great characters as well, and intimate stories, and that's what makes, I think, a movie in the Middle Ages, you know, still accessible and universal to now.
I know this is so much of a cliche journalistic question, but because this is such a powerful period piece, I'd love to hear you both what you hope that a modern audience takes with them from this film and this story.
Gosh, well, I would like them to go in with no expectation, honestly. I feel like sometimes people see a movie and they go, oh, I know what that's going to be. So I would love people to just go into this with an open mind. And I hope they're moved by it, you know. I hope people feel empowered by Marguerite's story, and hopefully it starts conversations.
And men, I hope, you know, as well as women, who can relate to this. For men to see, maybe look at themselves, and maybe it's like a mirror. Oh, you know what? maybe I'll look differently at that, or think differently about this, or pay more attention to that. That's not our intention, is to teach anybody anything. It's to entertain and to move. But if those things come out of it, great.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for your time, and I'm really glad you got Ben and Affleck. You talked them out of calling it goodwill jousting, because that last duel.
Oh, it came this close.
Missed the trick.
Thank you.
The penalty for bearing false witness is that you are to be burned alive.
I will not be silent.
Hi.
Are those movies behind you?
They are movies. You can see them. They're in the background. They're all Blu-rays, about 2,500 of them, my own little library.
That's impressive.
In this streaming era, I know it's a bit unique and old-fashioned of me, but there's something about having that tangible movie in your hands, and